My little spring roll baby. Hey, I'm Isabel from Houston, the melting pot of Texas, and I'm here to help you cheat your way through your favorite Asian recipes. So today we're making one of my personal favorites. I spit, sorry, don't eat this, okay. Today we're making one of my personal favorites, and it's Vietnamese spring rolls. They're the ones that come super fresh. They're not fried or anything, so eat as many as you want and you won't feel guilty. At least that's what I tell myself. But it starts with these really cool rice paper sheets. You may be able to find these at your local grocery store. You can find them at your Asian store. There's lots of different brands, but all you want to look for is rice paper. Bun in Vietnamese, that's what I look for too. I believe that means rice as well. Don't quote me. They've got this really cool pattern on them. I have no clue how these are made, but they're kind of magic. There's a place in Houston called Saigon Pagolak, and there's a beef 7 ways thing. It blows my mind every single time. But you get all of the accoutrements of spring rolls and just a bunch of beef, and everyone goes to town, makes their own. It's a super fun, super social experience, and I highly recommend you find a place near you that does the same thing. Today we're going vegetarian. Weeknight, super fresh, super easy. And if you have any leftover proteins like shredded chicken, pork belly, things like that, throw that in too. So I'm gonna show you how these transform into the rice paper that's gonna fold and just hold everything together. So you're gonna need some kind of shallow bowl, something that you can fit the rice paper into. I've seen some contraptions that you just put some hot water in and then you spin the rice paper in. It's one of those tools that I feel like I need in my kitchen, but you only use it for one thing. That's never stopped me before. It was really scary to grab this handle. Gonna get some hot water and just enough to make sure this is submerged. Okay, and I'm gonna put it in here. You're gonna see it transform. And it gets nice and soft. It's really hot water. So this is something I had to learn, big sis tip, don't go too far because it'll continue cooking as that water kind of soaks in. That's the beautiful thing about rice paper, rice noodles, things like that. It just continues to do what it's supposed to do. It's really hot. So it's gonna turn clear. I don't know why it's sticking to itself. Luckily we have more. You can learn from my mistakes. That you have your warm, hot-ish water here, put your rice paper in, kind of turn it around. You want it kind of firm still, because then you'll be able to handle it better. There we go. It kind of turns translucent like this. I'm telling you, it's like magic. It's so cool. All right, so I've got my plate here. We have some fun little toppings. We're gonna just play with what we have. Traditionally, you'll have a lot of these things too. I like to lay a bed of lettuce and take off those ends, because sometimes it's hard to roll it up when you've got these little crispy bits. I've got some fresh carrots, and go crazy. I like herbs and cilantro in mine, some fresh mint. Mint is very traditional too. If you've ever been to a Vietnamese restaurant that does this, they just give you a giant plate of herbs and greens and stuff, and you kind of just take a guess and you go crazy. But these are some of my favorites that you can find in your just regular everyday grocery store. And then we're gonna add some rice noodles. Since we're not adding any protein, I wanna bulk it up a little. I've just been soaking these rice noodles in water as well. Same ingredient, different product. It's super cool what they can do with rice. Put those in here, just enough. And then let's see, are we missing anything? No, super simple. I'm gonna take this back part, okay? Kind of hug everything with that fold. Take the ends, fold it over, try not to break it, and then you just continue to roll. There we go. There's our fresh Vietnamese spring roll, but wait, we're not done. We'll do a couple more, and then I'll show you how to do the sauce, because I feel like the sauce really ties everything together. There's really no seasonings or anything in here, so the sauce is what kind of livens everything up. I've actually seen a lot of people get pretty creative with these. I've seen some people put fruit in them. I know that's not super traditional, but this rice paper is just a vessel for whatever you want to fill it with. There we go. It's like a jellyfish. I don't know what jellyfish really looks like, but that's what I think it looks like. All right, so let's put some lettuce on here. And I like putting the lettuce first because it kind of protects everything. I worry about the noodles kind of soaking through and breaking that rice paper. So this kind of helps protect everything and keep it all nestled together. On your little bed of lettuce, you want to fill maybe about 1/4 of the rice paper, and then you'll have enough to kind of support it and roll it properly. You can also pickle your carrots. That's a really great way to add some flavor and still get that crunch. Traditionally, I see these made with like steamed pork and shrimp, but they always have these ingredients in them. So if you want some place to start, this is a good base, and then you can build on that. There you go. We're using rice noodles here. You can also use cellophane bean thread noodles. If you're confused by noodles, I break them down in a video. I'll link it down below. Just help you navigate noodles with confidence. Make sure everything is in there. If those noodles are escaping, that's okay. Wedge them back in. That's what this little fold on the end will help you with. Roll it over, kind of nestle everything in. And once you get that first like complete turn, take your ends. You don't need any like glue or anything. Not glue, no one's eating glue. You shouldn't be eating glue. But the water and the rice paper kind of acts as its own like glue agent. If you want to make it look even prettier, this is where you could put more color and stuff. So you can put a little more color and it'll kind of show through that like rice paper window. There we go. There's another one. And if you're still confused about what I'm doing, think gift wrapping for a friend, think gift wrapping for Christmas. Really, really similar. I feel like much less frustration because then you get to eat it after. I hate wrapping presents, but I love wrapping spring rolls. All right, I'm gonna show you one more, but if you're still confused, rewind the video, watch me do the other ones, and just practice. I'm gonna stock this one up. More carrots, whatever cilantro we have left. No cilantro left behind. And then just as much herbage as you want. Really tuck everything under. If you've ever seen anyone make sushi before, they take it and they tuck like this. And remember, you have your little lettuce safety blanket, so it'll help keep everything in place too. There we go. It's your little happy spring roll family. We're gonna put this aside because now it's sauce time. Personally, the best part of ordering spring rolls at a Vietnamese restaurant is the dipping sauce. The dipping sauce that I like the most, there's a couple of different options. This is the one that comes most commonly with these kinds of spring rolls. It's a mixture of hoisin and peanuts. We're using peanut butter today because I think it adds a lot of really great sweetness to it. It's super simple. All you have to do is warm things up in a pot and just make sure they're all combined completely. So I'm gonna chop up some garlic and get this started. You just wanna finely mince this. I'm gonna get this little pot going with a little bit of oil. Hoisin sauce is used a lot in Vietnamese cooking and marinating, but also just a finishing sauce as well. You'll see it served next to pho. You can add it next to your pho broth. We made a really great, easy Instant Pot pho. Check out that recipe down below. But today we're using it as our dipping sauce, and it's gonna be combined with a personal favorite, crunchy Jif peanut butter. The reason this one's so nostalgic to me is I'm Filipino. The Philippines was a military base during World War II, which is why there were so many shortages of everything. So processed packaged foods were our best friends, Jif peanut butter being among one of those things. Anytime someone goes back to the Philippines, they pack a big box of goodies from America and still they're so happy to get Jif peanut butter, specifically Jif or Peter Pan. Shout out to Peter Pan because that's a favorite too. So basically the opposite of like what a healthy peanut butter would be. The more sugar, the better, because it just makes this dipping sauce so much tastier. Okay, so once your oil is warm, add your garlic. I have about 2-3 cloves of garlic here just because I like garlic. Then once that's warm, we're going to add our hoisin sauce and peanut butter, and it's equal parts of both. I recommend using a little spatula with a happy face. That's just how I like to do it. It's actually a very similar Filipino recipe too. I think instead of hoisin, we use soy sauce. So if you don't have hoisin, if you can't find it, I think soy sauce gives you a very similar effect. Maybe just a little extra pinch of sugar because the hoisin is sweet itself too. All right, so once that garlic cooks down a bit, I'm gonna add the peanut butter. I'm going to add the hoisin sauce. And we're going to add some water. And so what the water does, it just helps kind of emulsify everything and make everything one. This sauce doesn't really require any cooking. All you're doing is making sure those ingredients come together. And if you put too much water, just add more of the other stuff. I promise you're gonna use this sauce on other things too. I'm gonna add a little more peanut butter. I'm gonna grab more hoisin and I will show you how to dunk your spring rolls. Can I have more hoisin sauce, please? So the thing about Filipino cooking and a lot of Asian cooking is you kind of just look for visual signs. What I want is this, it's really hot, is I want this texture where you can put your spoon through it or whatever you're using and you can draw a clear, clean line. You want that sauce to be able to hold on to what you're dipping it into. If it's too watery, it's just gonna fall off. So you want some thickness to it. I like the little bits of peanuts. I like the bits of garlic that I get. So that's why those are a must for me. Extra crunchy peanut butter, or crush up your own peanuts and add those at the end. So take your sauce, stick it in your favorite bowl. Ouch, I spilled. See, this is really the only cooking you need to do in this recipe. You'll see at a lot of Vietnamese restaurants that this sauce is served with like a scoop of chili garlic paste on top or something. If you don't have that, use some sriracha. I like a little kick to mine, so I'm just gonna put it onto the side. You can stir that together too. This is your call. There we go. So take your favorite spring roll, you dip, and then you go for it. The crunch of the carrots, the fresh ingredients, and those noodles. I'm not even missing any of the meat. Sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full. I'm talking with my mouth full, but it's so good. These are my fresh Vietnamese spring rolls and peanut butter hoisin dipping sauce. Easy to throw together for a quick lunch, an easy dinner. Go to town, eat as many as you want. I won't tell anyone. I'm Isabel. Like and subscribe for more Asian food hacks and cheats.